like night, get your float on, do it right. Change like duck like night, get your float on, do it right. Get yourself all naked, hop in the sofa, turn off all the lights, get your float on, do it right. Change like duck like night, get your float on, do it right. Change like duck like night, get your float on, do it right.
All right.
Yo.
Welcome, everybody.
This is Ashkan.
I am Graham.
And this is the Daily Solutions Podcast.
Kind of breaking format there.
No.
It's not like we don't usually announce.
Sometimes we got to get that in
afterwards.
there. Maybe they're listening to an economics podcast and they didn't realize it.
We have a really good question today in from the audience. This might be one of my favorites. So today's question is, in quotation marks, info on business. Dash, it's okay if you fun of this question.
That's good.
Well, first of all, calling it a question
is
is pretty generous because there's not a single question mark in there. Quotation marks do not a question mark make. Also, you're missing make fun of this. The word make is absent from the question as well. So
yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll make fun of this plenty for you.
But thanks for permission. That helped out a lot in just choosing to even address this topic. But yeah, I think we can give you info on business.
Yeah, we have lots of info on business.
Ashkan, what do you got on business?
Well, let's see. I'm thinking we're going to need to interpret this in a way that makes this make any sense at all to other human beings. So I'm going to go ahead and choose. I'm going to choose to interpret
I think
this.
info is short for information.
Okay. I thought it was going to be infographics. And now we're going to be trying to describe those to people through this podcast. I think we should... here's the question I think we should answer.
What are some of your favorite movies?
Like, can you tell us, can you talk about just some information about the basics of opening a business? Question mark. That's what I think this person is really deep inside of them. I think this is what they're asking. Because that's a good question, If you're out there listening, person who sent this in, that is how you ask a question. Because, when we opened our business...
It's an okay question.
When we opened our business, I kind of do wish someone had just been like, listen, here's the things every business has to do, and, don't mess this up. Because we did. We messed some of it up. We didn't know we were supposed to have a bookkeeper or, receipts in a garbage bag wouldn't just sort themselves. Those are not things that were immediately evident to us. So I think it might be nice to go through just a couple, quick ones, quick bullet points of
foundational.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Not necessarily super float related, but just hey, you're gonna open your float center. Just make sure you got this list crossed off.
Okay. Form a business.
Yeah, have a legal entity.
Yeah.
And really do that before you're spending money.
Ideally.
Yeah. Open a bank account for the business. The less you mix this stuff up with your personal life, the better
more
it's going to go for you. Yeah, the more legal it's all going to be. Or the less liable you'll be.
Yeah, both for
and
sure.
And the easier it'll be for all your paperwork going forward. So that's a really good thing to think about at the beginning. Don't just start spending money randomly and then be I'll just turn this all into something later. It's nice to get that stuff set up to begin with.
Yeah. And along those lines, if you don't form a business, you probably already are a business then. You're called a sole proprietor or a partnership if you have partners. And basically then you are the business, so there is no differentiation between your personal assets and business assets. So when we say form a business entity, usually it's for this idea of the corporate veil that protects what you own from what your business is responsible for. So if someone sues your business for $5 million because they, hit their head coming out of the tank or something like that, then your house and your car isn't part of that whole deal, no matter what happens to your business. So that's the idea of business protection. And then, like Ashkan was also saying, getting a bank account so that you can actually keep your finances separate and keep track of what's going on. And I guess, even before that, even before forming a business, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Get a CPA or an accountant and a lawyer, a small business lawyer, to help you in that process of formation. Because even though there's cool sites online like LegalZoom, and you can read a lot about what goes into forming and what to be careful of, every single jurisdiction is different, and your state is different than those places where they were written, most certainly. And getting someone who's used to not only your state, but your county and your city to draft up documents that are going to protect you into the future is so worth the money that you're spending now. So like get professionals on board to give you advice before you even go about forming.
And you're going to need them anyway, so might as well get them.
Get them while you're young.
And like a bookkeeper is also another nice one. Like I was saying, like, it's just hard when you're doing all this other stuff, opening your business, also like sorting all your receipts and dealing with QuickBooks and all that nonsense. So like having that stuff done early and having a bookkeeper be like, hey, here's how I want you to start giving me receipts and tracking this and tracking that is not only going to make sure you have like a really clean set of finances from the beginning, it's also going to save you money. Because at some point, you're going to have to get a bookkeeper. And the longer you've gone without one, the more you're going to have to pay that person to just like,
catch you back up.
Like
fix everything that you did wrong up until this point.
Undo what you just did to yourself. So you might as well get them from the beginning and just kind of set it up right and get that thing going.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's kind of funny because a lot of the info on business is us telling you to get info on business from other people who are skilled in this area, I guess similarly to kind of all of that basic foundational stuff is making sure that you have approval from anyone who you need approval from. And in the case of float centers, that's going to be
your parents,
your spouse, probably, children. No, but the city, like when you move into a new space, you're going to, in addition to needing to be a business and needing your business permits, you're going to need permits for any kind of construction work that you're going to do, and you're going to have to run that by a bunch of different city departments, usually in one kind of go, but everything from Department of Transportation to the Environmental Department to just the straight building and construction department. Again, sometimes that'll happen just in one pass. Health Department, obviously another big one to go and talk to. So these people are not people you're hiring necessarily in the same sense you're hiring lawyers, but it is still just these people who are professionals in what you're trying to do who you need to go through in order to start up your business.
Also, like getting your basic kind of online business presence set up, I think is a nice thing to do really early. Like getting your business email account set up.
Yeah, get your MySpace page.
Yeah. It's just nice. Like, there's still every once in a while I come across something an account we started many, many, many years ago that still has like Graham's personal email on it or something. And like it just takes some work to have to go undo all that or be like, oh, that's just my cell phone number on that thing. Like, getting a couple of those basic communication pieces set up the way that you want them as early as possible so that you can start using that information on all the forms and accounts and stuff that you're going to have to start making is a nice way of saving yourself some future headache.
Yeah. It's good advice. Early branding, early like getting a Google Voice number or something like that people can call into so they're not just calling your personal cell phone and that information is all over the place. Yeah, all really good stuff.
On the marketing side, it's really never too early to start like a mailing list and just start collecting emails from people who are interested in what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Like as far as things that you can do immediately, there's a lot in like just even that category of awareness and stuff like that. Info on. Sorry, I'm just going back to the question again. Info on business.
Info on business
is what we're supposed to be giving here.
You're gonna have to do taxes.
Yeah.
So
the government wants their take.
Keep that in mind. Like with business stuff, you're supposed to be doing quarterly here in the U.S. You're supposed to be doing quarterly estimates for your taxes.
Yep. So once you start, they're expecting you 3 months later to be sending, or maybe even sooner, to be sending in money to the IRS. So if you're not doing that, go talk to your accountant and bookkeeper again and make sure that they're instructing you on how to do it. Make sure that you know what your insurance covers.
Yeah.
Like, getting insurance for business interruption, for slip and fall, for property is great. But then when things come up, it's amazing the amount of events that the insurance companies have no interest in actually reimbursing for.
Yeah.
So as weird as it sounds, and
it's like, were you wearing a jacket during that? Oh, sorry, jacket clause.
Yep, jacket clause. Nope, no earthquake coverage during jacket season. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, like business interruption, we had our entire business interrupted by huge amounts of construction going down the street directly outside of us for months when we couldn't run floats. And we got no insurance kicking in because none of the services were interrupted. So like they didn't nick a water main. So theoretically we could still get water and electricity to our building. So, we didn't get any money from insurance. which is crazy. But yeah, these are all those things where it's like lessons from the field running a business that they really should have like a class that they train you in beforehand to be like, hey, watch out.
Yeah, my other one is HR stuff.
Yeah, when you're hiring someone.
Yeah. So, there's certain posters you legally have to put up, like OSHA posters and posters about, minimum wage in your area and stuff like that. And there's often really easy ways of getting those posters for free, and putting them up, ADP or many payroll services give them to you, or I think
Just
even
order
like
them,
the Bureau of Labor and Industry has free posters. But stuff like that you need to post up. Make sure when you're hiring people, you're having them fill out the correct paperwork, and there's a certain amount of time you have to keep it on file. There's a certain amount of privacy you have to keep where you keep your files. There's certain procedures for even how to interview people. It's nice to just get a little bit of your head around kind of how HR law works when you're starting to hire your first person or have people coming in to help you, or hiring independent contractors for over a certain amount that makes you have to send them a tax form. There's all these little things that you're really not going to know about if you've never opened a business before.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of guaranteed time off you have to give people, there's all sorts of crazy laws that are in effect that you don't even know about. I promise you don't know about them. Safety sheets, any chemical that you're using in your shop, including just something like Windex or Comet to wipe down a counter, you should have all of the chemical information and MSDS safety sheets on hand. Things like that are not immediately obvious either. Yeah,
I think above 15 people or so I forget the number, but there's a point where OSHA wants you to start having a safety committee. And there's these weird things, and I'm like, wow, how are people supposed to know about this without taking a course?
Without listening to our podcast.
Yeah. So you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that was just like a brain dump. Really, this is an episode of us just being like, what did we mess up? And we should tell people not to do what we did,
Yeah, all of these are coming out of deep, hard personal experiences that we've had.
So don't be stupid like we were.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, a lot of this stuff is pretty understandable, or what am I trying to say? It's intuitive.
It's obvious once you know it.
If you stop to think about it. And any time where you're like, oh, am I allowed to use this chemical in the space? There's actually probably rules around what you have to do if you're using that chemical, or you're like, I'm just allowed to hire people? This seems crazy. It's no. There are tons of regulations around how you hire people. Just because you can do it doesn't mean that our government will stop you from messing it up and then coming back after you,
Uh-huh. So, there you go. Good
luck. Yeah man. There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I probably just wouldn't do it. I mean,
in fact, I purposefully didn't include two of the most important things, just to see if you could find them.
Yeah, so you got to figure out some stuff yourself. We can't do everything for you.
Can't hold your hand this entire time.
Great. Well,
if you have any
for
more,
that really, really, I'm going to use your quotes here. Good question that you sent in.
Yeah, and thanks for it being okay if we fun of it.
If you guys are out there want to send in your own questions that would be better than this, which really shouldn't be hard. Almost anything. You could just slam your fist into a keyboard and probably send us a better question than this. Then go to floattanksolutions.com. They really shouldn't have given us license.
I mean, no, they shouldn't have given us permission is the problem here.
Anyway, go to our website.
/podcast.
Yeah,
our website /podcast.
And,
you send us stuff.
Yeah. We'll be nicer, maybe. Unless your question is as stupid as this one, and then we won't be.
Bye, everyone.